I'm Betty Alkazian from Balanced Parenting, and today we're going to talk about healthy sleep habits for your kids. Teaching kids healthy sleep habits is really one of the first opportunities we have with our kids to teach them the parental role versus the child role, as well as to teach them self-reliance and independence. The question is, how do we go about doing that? As parents, we have to define ourselves as the experts and let them know that we know better for them than they know for themselves. The way we teach them that is when we know they're sleepy, their eye rubbers, or their eyebrows are red, and you know it is time for sleep. It is time for us to put them down for sleep. And even if they cry, even if they fuss, we need to let them do the fussing, do the crying, and then get themselves to sleep themselves. The key is that how a child falls asleep is how the child will want to go back to sleep if they wake up in the middle of the night. So if you rock them to sleep, they'll want you to rock them again. If you nursed your baby to sleep, they'll want you to nurse them again. So the key is to put your baby down awake so that if he or she wakes up in the middle of the night, then he'll be able to put himself back to sleep all by himself. I know that when you're nursing your baby and she falls asleep, that is just yummy time, and you're not going to shake her to wake her up to put her down in her crib. That would be silly. So of course there are going to be times when your baby's going to go to sleep, already asleep from your arms. And that's yummy time. That's great. Enjoy it and let it be. Don't stress about it. And that's really the biggest thing that I find that parents really stress about the sleep habits. Am I doing it right? Am I teaching my child the wrong thing? And really, they're not going to be 15 years old and still sleeping in your bed. So it is important that you kind of relax about it and know that it's not a problem until it's a problem for you. Sometimes I have parents come to me and say, when will my child get out of my bed? And then I know it's a problem for one or more of the parents. So if it's a problem in the marriage, then it's an issue and we need to get the child back into his or her own crib or bed. Then it's essential. But as long as everyone's happy, then it's great. Whatever works for your family is wonderful. You're the best judge of that. I also want to talk about self-soothing babies. I get a lot of questions about pacifiers and thumb sucking and what's the best strategy. So one of my favorite things that I recommend for all parents is to give your child a transitional object. When they have their lovey that's close to them that smells like mommy, then they are able to comfort themselves even when mommy isn't around. So I highly recommend having some kind of a teddy bear or a silky blanket, something that is a transitional object, because a child who can soothe him or herself to sleep or just into comfort is a really happy baby. So I highly recommend that. Pacifiers are also great. One of the problems, of course, is having to get up in the night if the baby loses the pacifier and can't find it herself. Then mom or dad has to go in and find it for her. So that's difficult, whereas a thumb is always accessible. So if your child is tending toward a thumb or fingers, let them have it. It's okay. They will eventually break the habit and it won't be a big drama, I assure you, but they will be happy, happy babies.